Hello there to each and every one. Blossom Goodchild here. I'd just like to get a few things off my chest. Many have done so to me this week in my inbox, and I feel I have just as much of a right to let you all know how this is for me. You can think that I'm playing victim, martyr. You can think whatever you like to think, quite honestly. I just need to have a bit of a chat, really, with anybody who cares to listen. So usually when I send out my channelings, when the newsletter's done and everything's all ready to go, before I press the button, I just spend a few minutes to send out love and to ask for truth to be received. When I went to do it last week, there was something odd in my heart. It felt really painful. And I was like, what's this? What's this about? And I thought, oh, this is something quite big. Anyway, so I did extra sending out love and I pressed the button and off it went. Well, from that afternoon and sort of until now, really, all week, I cannot tell you how my heart was feeling because of the attack upon it. The attacks from so many people, disappointed, angry, upset, desperate people. It was so familiar to me because of what happened in 2008. And literally, during that time, I had emails saying that they were having ceremonies to crucify my soul. So I do know what my heart feels like to be attacked. And this was exactly the same thing. It was as if I couldn't breathe. And I knew I wasn't having a heart attack, but I knew my heart was being attacked. And then the emails started coming in. And I wonder if you would, just for a minute, put yourself in my position. I'm just a normal person who finds myself in this situation. It could have been any one of you. I'm no great professor, as any of you know. I'm just a lady who wanted to go on the stage because that's my passion, and yet I find myself known to many, many thousands around the world because I am in contact with the Federation of Light, and I bring through a Native American Indian called White Cloud. I do it to the very best of my ability and my truth, because that's all I am concerned about, is bringing through the truth. So every week, more or less, I have these conversations and I get emails through with everybody's opinions and thoughts. And don't get me wrong, there are many, many, many beautiful emails I receive, which encourages me to keep going. This week, the attack on my heart broke me down because I just thought, I can't do this anymore. Do I want to do this anymore? Do I want my life to be like this, where I spend many hours a day answering emails to people to try and assist them in their questioning and on their quest, on their path? I try to do my best to answer every email. People may say stop doing that, but there are many people who have been in touch with me for 15 years or so. And I'm not just going to say, you know what, more, I'm just going to stop all emails. The fact is, you are one person sending me an email with your opinion about me and the Federation, or the state of the world, and who you think should be in presidency and who you think shouldn't, etc., etc. You give me all your reasons as to why you think the Federation of Light are not who they say they are. They were even called the Galactic, which they do not use. I'd like to make that very clear. They do not call themselves a Galactic Federation of Light. They call themselves the Federation of Light. So they were called the Federation of Lies even this week. I then, do you see, receive hundreds of different people's thoughts on why they're so upset and disappointed and why the announcement didn't come. And I'm either working for the dark and I know it, or the dark are working through me and I don't know it. And you can all sit there and listen to this and go, but Blossom, aren't you more advanced than that? Don't you put your protection up? Don't you know your truth? Yes, I do know my truth. And yes, I do put my protection up. But when you've got thousands of people who are really disappointed, all sending that disappointment to me and the Federation of Light, or people of the like, so I'm not the only one, obviously, do you not understand how painful that is? Not just physically, but on my soul. Because if you know me at all, you would know that in no way am I trying to deceive people. Why would I do that? And the thing is, people, when you write and you say, they've said so many things that are going to happen and they never do. And why can they not know that if something was going to go wrong with the reason why the announcement didn't come, they're so highlight, why do they not know that this was going to happen? I don't know why. There is so much that we do not know about this whole scenario. And there is so much we are not supposed to know. A lot of things people say is why this, why that, why that. I totally understand you. Do you see my position? Don't you think I feel that too? And don't you think that makes me question my truth? And am I channeling the light, or is my mind being infiltrated by the dark? Do you think I am just so oblivious to all that I go, well, let's just say hello, see what they've got to say this week? Do you know, people, this week has just been bloody horrible. Really horrible for me. I feel that I should channel, but at this point, I decided to do this instead. I'm not saying I'm never going to, dear God. I'm not just going to dump everything and everybody. Because, as I say, there are many that support and send love to me. But I just need you to know and to understand and to hear and to feel what it is like for people like me. So I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about other channelers who bring through what is their truth. And they take a lot of time out of their daily lives to do so. Their mission is to bring the truth through, as is mine. But I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. They say we have to be the strongest of the strong. I don't feel strong. I haven't felt strong this week. I felt completely bashed up. But I will continue to do my channelings because it is my truth. Do I think the Federation of Light in my heart are just a form of the dark using me to get people all hyped up and disappoint them? No. If you listen and you take into your heart all the years of messages that they have brought through, they are all about love. Those messages come through to try and assist us to remember who we are, and when we do or when we half do, to be an example of light. And you know what? For many people, that wrote to me this week that say they've been following me for years. I think from some of them, I think, well, clearly you haven't quite grasped this being an example of love thing. Because if you had, you wouldn't be attacking me this way. The Federation of Light and the reason I continue on come through to help us discover the love that we are. And if along that journey, as it so seems, it gets caught up in what is going on the planet, because how can it not, then so be it. You can feel what you choose to feel. If you think the Federation are full of shit, then stop listening and stop sending me emails to say so. Just go somewhere else. And yet if you feel the Federation are of light, then by all means, continue on to listen and hopefully receive more understanding. These are really tricky times, and one of the things that the Federation did predict, and they are not fortune tellers, they have never said they are. But what they did say was this world was going to get far more topsy-turvy this year, and we're not even at the end of January yet. And they certainly got that right, didn't they? These are the hardest times we find ourselves in. And what is so difficult to understand is the divide between people. There should be no divide, but there is, because we're all unique and we all have our own thoughts and we all walk along our own path to where I believe is going to be the same place. How we choose to get there is entirely up to us. But I ask you, this is why I'm doing this audio. I wouldn't do a video because, dear God, I don't look too dandy. But I just want to ask you to consider what it is like for those of us who put ourselves on the line to do this because we feel called to. I thought I was going to do a channeling today, but when it came to it, I really couldn't. As I say, I just feel too battered in my soul to even try. So I will, and it might be tomorrow, or it might be next week. It's certainly not going to be months and months. I just need a bit of recovery time. To all those who write in supporting me and sending love, I thank you so much, because I need it. Not that I'm a needy person, but it helps so much. To all those who write in with really nasty stuff, I thank you in a way, because you're just being you on your journey, and it's helping me to become more of who I am. And I know in my heart, I've been through too much. I'm not going to jump ship now. And I know in my heart I'll keep going. So I thank you, those naysayers, for making me even stronger. It's so tough. I know it's so tough for each and every one of us. We don't know what is going on. We just don't. But we have to trust in our hearts that the light has won, and that in time we will see the changes on our planet that we want to see when the dark has gone. So much love to each and every one. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth. I am. In gratitude, in loving service, I am. Blossom Goodchild.